Everyone gather round. Come, hear my cries for change in these dark and scary times. Please, hear my voice, I beg of you.
Oh boy, Christian's up on his soapbox telling us to do something again.
Yeah, I shudder to think of what kind of snake oil he's pitching to us this time.
Brothers, sisters, for too long we have remained closed off. For too long we've left our hearts vacant, and we've barricaded our emotions from the things we need to truly make us happy.
Okay, so my guess. He's got some kind of dumb cologne or perfume thing that'll make everyone smell like garbage, and he's pitching it to us as an aphrodisiac.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds more like he wants to sell us something to make us more open-minded. Like, my money is on some type of nasty booze. This dude was probably trying to get rid of his stock from last year before it expires.
I have with me the solution to the problems that plague our society. Inside this box holds the power to corral us all into harmony and once more bring us into the good graces of peace and prosperity. Today, I bring to you the one, the only, Zombie Pig Lola Waifu Pillow.
What the? For real? That's this dude's big pitch? You've got to be kidding me. That looks hideous. Who in their right mind would want to buy that piece of... Justin? Why are you looking at him like that?
It's beautiful.
You've got to be kidding me.
Sir, I'll take your entire stock. How much?
Splendid. That'll be 30,000 berries each, and I have about 300 in stock, so in total that'll run you about 90 million berries. Sounds good?
Yikes. Well, I guess there goes next week's rent check, but sold!
It's been a pleasure doing business with you.
Does it at least come in Perona? I'm asking for a friend.
Absolutely not. Only Lola's.
Of course it is.
And
God damn it. I did what I could, Jordy. I tried to find you one. I was out here. I thought I only think of the homies here, okay? Is all I'm saying.
Jordy.
Well, you think of the homies, but you were actively calling one of our Discord homies' invention for us. I'm sorry, go on.
No, excuse me. No, you were saying? I'm intrigued. What were you going to say?
Well, I'm just saying that you were about to call one of our Discord homies' inventions a piece of, something.
Nani? What?
Well,
wait.
Who do you think came up with the Zombie Pig Lola Waifu Pillow concept?
I may be selling the pillow, but I've got a shadow creator in the background.
Listen, you gotta separate the character from the person, man. All right, I'm just the.
So the art is trash, but the art is fine. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm talking about me. You gotta separate the villain from the character. Of course, I love the fucking Lola Waifu Zombie Pillow, man. All right, I just played the bad guy for a minute, okay? Like, don't oust me like this.
Don't tell them the truth.
Dog.
Don't let them know I'm actually scum.
Don't tell him the truth. What the hell? I didn't do anything, man.
All right. We've dragged Brendan's name through the mud enough, I think. We know you. We know they know we love us. What? Dylan, cut that. Dylan, cut that. I don't know what I just said.
Do not cut that. That was great.
My
what
brain
in the world?
Turned off, dude. I do not.
Actually malfunctioned in real time.
You guys actually watched my brain lose brain cells.
I'm just glad that it finally happened to somebody else. I feel like on average, it's not that you guys have never stuttered or had to repeat yourselves, but there's one that sticks out of my mind from one of our recordings. I think it was from our 3-year fucking special of all things. And I was like, you do good, I like you do good. And Jordy fucking replayed that shit 3 times, unedited. And I was literally so embarrassed. So to see you have a similar problem and have your brain breaking up anything, I just feel like I'm more accepted. This is good. We found
he's looking for his humanity inside his robotics,
Yeah, he's looking for the human side, that human touch. Nobody's perfect.
He's like me for real.
Oh my fucking god! What a fucking start! All right, who wants to do this summary? Does that either of you guys want to do it this week?
I'm gonna do my best, considering I wrote it, and we both know how well that turns out.
By all means.
We've returned to our episodes this week with the continuation of Zoro one-shotting Hody Jones. With Hody knocked out, King Neptune clears a path for everyone to escape the palace. Unfortunately, after being fed some performance-enhancing drugs, Hody wakes up and holds Neptune, as well as Zoro, Brook, and Usopp, back on the palace floor. Also, everyone is underwater again, and Usopp drops Zoro's only means of oxygen. Good luck, buddy. While all this is happening at the palace, the rest of the new fishermen pirates are seen positioned across the whole island petitioning the citizens about the incoming regime. Except Hody Jones as the new leader of Fishman Island by stepping on the image of the late Queen Otohime, or die. We now jump over to the sea forest where the rest of the crew is. Robin is off looking for a poneglyph or something nearby, while everyone else is reconvened on Jinbei. Nami recants her history with Arlong and laments that while she will never forgive Arlong for what he did to her, she could never imagine a world where fishmen, like Arlong, could be subject to such oppression despite their strength. Jinbei apologizes as he is the one who let Arlong loose in the East Blue. He informs us that despite the diplomatic progress between humans and Fishman Island, discrimination has always run rampant, but there are two heroes who tried their best to fix it. One was the late Queen Otohime, who championed the cultural exchange and coexistence of humans and fishmen on the surface world. The other was Fisher Tiger, a freedom-fighting adventurer who released slaves from Mary Joie and sought to end all oppression he encountered from humans. We shall now retell the origins of these two heroes, with more to come next week. Stay tuned.
You know, Justin, I got to give it to you. Your public speaking and your writing has gotten very well lately. That was lovely. That was delightful. Thank you.
The juices are flowing.
No stutters in sight.
Now, after I got done complimenting you, I just want to say, why the hell are you putting my boy Usopp under the bus like this? All right, he threw that bubble coral to Zoro, and his dumbass didn't catch it.
He did no such thing. He dropped it. He dropped it in the water for Zoro to catch.
Not even just that. My Usopp had so much time to give it to Zoro, and he waits for the moment that King Neptune just takes the water and throws it, bringing the fucking rebreather or whatever the fuck this coral was with it, you know?
Well, did I watch the same set of episodes? I feel like I literally remember Usopp having it in hand. They're about to swim away. If anything, we should be like, flacking on Neptune right now for not like looking back on Zoro, who's trying to grab homie's beard.
Neptune has more important problems to deal with. He's trying to get
everyone out of here. He is doing his best. All right, he is trying to save everyone.
Listen, all I'm saying is Usopp did not drop shit. He gave him an alley-oop, and Zoro couldn't catch it because he don't have the hands.
Because the toss was awful. And calling it a toss is even a stretch. He dropped it.
I wouldn't even call it a toss. I would say he held out his hand and he dropped it out of his hand and let it float down to Zoro, except it didn't because it got caught up in the current.
Wow.
Blame Usopp 2023.
Do not blame Usopp 2023. Man, I don't like how I brought this spotlight onto my boy all of a sudden. I tried to move it away and suddenly it's brighter than ever.
You only made it worse.
I only made it worse.
Sometimes the best response is none at all.
I mean, yeah, but that's not really how we make fun content for audio-based platforms, is it?
Yeah, but now we're making fun of Usopp, so which one do you want?
Anyway, moving on to our talking points. The new Fishman pirates all across Fishman Island. Hody's goons are giving ultimatums. Prove your loyalty to Hody and step on this picture of Otohime. So, we get introduced. I mean, we already knew the Fishman pirates, but now we get to see like what they're doing after, I guess. I mean, it's kind of weird because I guess I wouldn't say they've successfully usurped the country, but by the way they're moving around, it kind of seems like they did, huh?
They're posturing. They're in the process of, Hody's is ransacking the palace. He's ready to, sit in the throne, and the rest of his goons are, spreading his good word, his new message, the new regime.
Yeah, I mean, it seems that way. There's really no opposition. There's not a whole lot of, as far as we've seen, no dedicated police force that just is around normally.
It's just the Royal Guards.
Only Royal Guards. So there was really never going to be any opposition in the first place, it seems that like. So they just kind of did get to have their run of the place once they got down there. Yeah.
Brendan? Rebuttals? Anything? You alive?
Bread Boy? Is he dead?
All right, this just became a two-man cast. I don't know what the fuck just happened. Anyway, so as Christian was saying, little to no opposition. The only quote-unquote police force is the Royal Guards, and it's by happenstance if they're nearby. And if they're nearby, it's probably just to, guard the princes or really anyone else, right? So yeah, that happens. Out of curiosity, do you have any thoughts on the commanders, if you will, as we popped up around the island? I could not tell you any of their names.
I
Because
couldn't either.
most of them are really fucking long.
I like the guy with the fish mouth. He's funny.
Oh, he's back.
The fish mouth.
I'm sorry. I died. I don't know what the hell happened. My headset was fucking. It got thrown into the garbage for a minute. I'm back. I'm here.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, they seem kind of. I mean, they're cool looking. They've made a very concentrated effort to give a lot of these fishmen, especially the bad guys we keep getting introduced to, some pretty cool design. But if you put a gun to my head and told me to tell you one of their names, I would die.
I think I could give you exactly one. It's Hyozoru, the octopus dude who's a swordsman and probably drunk off his ass. That's
I think you're right. It's like Hiroshiru or some shit like that. Yeah.
I'm getting real close. I'm playing the odds of 10 to 9, 10% chance I win.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't even remember.
Interesting game to play with an indicative rather question, but fair enough.
I don't even really remember the faces of many of these fishmen that well, other than the zebrafish dude, because you get to turn invisible, and that's like inherently a standout feature.
Is that what he is? A zebrafish?
I'm fairly sure that is correct. I could be wrong.
Because I was always wondering, like, what the fuck is my man's out here that can just like go invisible? Like, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but like, I do not know what breed of fish he is that allows him to just casually do that. I'm sure that there's a very like scientific. He's a part of some fish family that has like great camouflage, like a mimic octopus or whatever the fuck those things are called. But I could not, for the life of you, answer what.
I'm definitely fucking wrong. He is a Japanese wobblegong fish. I must now.
Fish.
That's a great name.
What an incredible
Do they have the
fish
ability
name.
to camouflage though, or is this just Oda being like, "Hey, this guy can camouflage now"?
Hold on. The Japanese wobblegongs, the carpet
having
shark,
an opinion on them,
typically remains motionless during daytime, and
I think I'm looking forward
in their
more to them
electroreceptor
having
pores in the
actual
dorsal area to help them sense the prey
combat.
nearby.
Christian, I would love to actually like discuss the thoughts that you have, but I can't hear you over the fish facts that are coming in my ears right now.
The wobblegongs can camouflage and have electroreceptors on their dorsal fin to sense prey. Basically, they're campers, all right?
Okay. They're campers. Got it. Thank you. All right, now Christian,
enough.
you were saying.
They're cool looking, and I hope we get to see more actual combat with them. That's all, really.
Yeah, totally.
I have something else to say. Sorry to interrupt once more.
No, you're fine.
I went out of my way to name one of these pirates and maybe got close. The invisible dude's name is Zio. He has the objectively easiest name to remember, and I cannot do that. We are all dead.
I mean,
we
yeah,
are all still dead.
They really, especially in that episode where they introduced the new Fishman Pirates officially, they just kind of throw a bunch of names at you, and my eyes glazed over, and I just accepted the fact that I wasn't going to remember any of these names.
Yeah. the likelihood that you would commit that one to memory is very, very slim.
Yeah. So I just accepted that I was going to see them. I would know them by their looks, but would have no idea what their names were. And that was fine.
The only one I don't like is the squid motherfucker with the like 7 arms or whatever the fuck he's got going on. That guy's kind of weird to me.
He has like a helmet and goggles.
I think so.
Yeah.
He's like the really tall one.
Yeah, he's got a very interesting design. He's also pseudo pasty white. He's also a giant squid. All right, makes sense.
Yeah, that's
Not
why I
very
call him the
giant.
squid guy.
The design I think I like the least is their fucking like, I call him a mascot. The fucking red dude who like,
I love that guy, the teeth guy.
Yeah, Daruma. He's a cookie cutter shark fishman. The guy just has big like Chihuahua times monkey energy, like
He's a
just the way he
little gremlin.
postures.
Saying, dude.
He's a little gremlin.
He is definitely a gremlin. Big
He's a
gremlin
little
energy.
gremlin fish man. That's why I love him, dude. He's my son.
know. He's out
That
there.
accurately describes cookie cutter sharks too.
Really
Cookie cutter sharks are small, like little scavenger guys.
interesting.
From what I remember, marine biologists don't sue me or anything, but from what I think I remember, cookie cutter sharks are actually mostly scavengers and don't do a lot of their own actual hunting. So they fall into that category of just kind of like eat fucking whatever comes across their path. So, but I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's
I
right.
am not abreast of the cookie cutter shark, I guess, history
Lore.
or its lore. Yeah, exactly. But thank you. I appreciate you chiming in on that. I didn't realize that you were a marine biologist, in fact.
Oh, he's not.
I'm not. I would have known about the Japanese. I would have known about the Japanese wobble gong if I was.
Well, I mean, with a name like Wobble Gong, I would expect even non-marine biologists to know that shit's fire, dude. I'm never gonna forget that. I might never remember that dude's name, but Wobble Gong will stay in my fucking memory.
Zio, super easy name, bro. I don't know his name, but he's a wobble gong fish, and that's fucking dope.
I know he's a wobble gong, dude. But I don't know. In the 2 minutes I died and came back. So did we move on from the Fishman Pirates? We talked about nothing. Great, fantastic. So the new Fishman Pirates, they came in. They're telling everyone step on the deceased or the late queen's face visage. And her sons are like all fucking like upset about it. They're like, "Yo, dude,"
as they should be.
Can't imagine.
Yeah, I would be kind of mad too. So, but that does bring us back to Luffy. Now, everyone kind of like came together real fucking fast. So we got who was it? Nami, Kami, Luffy, Shirahoshi, Sanji, Chopper, Jinbei, Frankie, and Den, if you care, I guess.
And
he's
Hachi.
there too. And Hachi, yeah, and Papagu, of course, because he's everywhere fucking Kami is at all times. They all just like found their way into the sea forest, and then this is when, of course, Jinbei, I don't know if this is his original plan, but he just kind of starts regaling everyone the history of the island. And it's like, who asked? But then again, I guess Nami kind of asked.
Yeah, I think this was more or less part of his plan to sort of enlighten them on why things are this way.
Sort of like enlighten them to the situation on the island and like, you know, why they had to meet at like the sea floor or whatever and all that. And then I don't think he planned on telling the navigator of the straws, who had their world literally turned upside down from Arlong's reign, having to defend his actions in front of her. But, you know, these are the cards we're dealt. And Jinbei's not going to shy away. You're a homie, my guy. I'm proud of you. Sanji didn't want to give him a pass either. He was fucking pissed. He's like,
Sanji was ready. He's like, depending on your answer, depends on whether or not I kill you right here, right now.
That's because it concerns Nami, though. He might have felt strongly either way. Like if it was Usopp, let's say, he would have been like, "Yo, this is fucked up what you did." But because it's Nami, he's like, I will murder you.
I'm literally about to murder your ass. Like,
choose your words wisely, old man.
You are only the second fishman I've ever considered putting on a plate. The first was Arlong. You're the second, okay? Just so we're clear.
I'm not racist. But, I'm just angry.
I'm just angry, right? Like my anger is founded, okay? I'm not. It has nothing to do with the color of your scales or anything,
or the type of meat you have inside your bones. It's okay. I'm just saying.
Which, by the way, I really like your biceps. I would love if you let me touch them.
What's your fat content? I'm just curious.
Jinbei's like, bro, it's not that serious. You don't have to keep like going on about this. I understand.
It really sounds like you want to eat me. Actually, now you keep talking. It's like, what? No.
I've heard whale shark might be a delicacy, in fact. What are your thoughts on that, Jinbei? He's like, I don't know.
We don't commit those sorts of things down here.
Yeah, we don't eat those kinds of fish down here. He's like, well, maybe we should.
So quick little facts as we're touching on Jinbei real quick. As we probably remember from last time we first met Jinbei, he is a whale shark fisherman. So the official English translation is Jinbei with an M. Traditional Japanese translation is Jinbei with an N. Jinbei is probably a reference to what his species is. So whale shark in Japanese is translated to Jinbei Zame, and Zame is shark, and Jinbei is Jinbei. I don't know why they call it a Jinbei shark, but I also found out a Jinbei is a traditional type of Japanese garment. It's meant for like summer wear because it's just really loose fitting clothes to help you not sweat your everything out. It's consisted of it's basically like a shirt, but it's a kimono in style for the most part.
Say, are you loosely describing the robe that the dude's always big chillin' wearing?
I thought Jinbei was wearing a jinbei. Upon further inspection, it's just a kimono. A jinbei is a 2-part piece where its top is kimono style type of shirt. It has sleeves. You just have to tie it up, and then you just wear trousers, whether it's shorts or pants. Jinbei does not wear pants. I looked real hard. Trust me.
That sounds kind of fire, actually.
Okay.
I would rock that.
I'm almost mad that's not the design choice that Oda went with. I'm like, bro, his name is Jinbei. Just give him Jinbei.
He was probably like, when I made this guy's character design, I made him like too thick. So there would be no way to give him pants. He was just like, fuck it.
It's you. What?
Have you seen this man? He is like, he's Uncle Iroh with stick legs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Jinbei been sticking too many leg days, dude.
Yeah, he is skipping leg day, all right? Like, all of his power is in his core and upwards. He is this large, plump, like, he's not an onion. I'll call him, like, I don't know, a dumpling or something. He's a dumpling with stilts, all right? I'm not giving him flag. I'm just saying, like, what he is.
I hear what you're saying, but what I'm hearing, or what I'm trying to say, rather, is we're in the world of One Piece where we can do so many things. Many nonsensical and whimsical things. And you're telling me we can't give Jinbei pants?
That's where we draw the line. Jinbei cannot have pants.
Okay, I don't mean to draw a line. I'm just saying, like, he's dumpling with stilts, all right? Like, that would be hard to put trousers on. Is all I'm saying. Like,
absolutely not hard.
Your reasoning is awful. That is not hard. Saying this is a world where you can do whatever is fine, but trying to justify it by saying he has skinny toothpick legs means nothing.
Okay, what about from like a drawer's, like an artist's perspective? How much easier is it to just give him a fucking waistband
and then everything else just hangs from there?
You don't even have to give him that. Yeah, his kimono or if he were to be wearing a jinbei, like, would probably cover his waist anyway. So you would take his normal legs and just color 3/4 of them brown or whatever to make them pants.
I'm so glad that we're having this discussion after having known Jinbei for like literally 150 episodes. This is fantastic.
well, Justin wanted to bring up his wardrobe choices.
Listen, I just came across this fact today. All right, if I had known it back then, I probably would have the exact same conversation. I don't know.
All right, well, fair enough. Well, thank you, Justin, as always, for your fun facts. Or do you have more? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's all I'm saying, man.
Maybe he likes it. He likes it breezy down there. Leave the man alone.
Yeah, Christian, whose side are you on here? I can't tell.
I'm on the side of facts. And the fact is, Jinbei isn't wearing pants or a jinbei.
He's on the side of facts.
Upsetting.
And marine biology.
Freedom and fun. It needs to fall in one of those 3 categories.
Well, Jinbei's maybe having fun. He's got plenty of freedom from what I can
That's
tell.
what I'm saying, dude. Like, yeah, like, give the man a robe. Let Jinbei have his robe is all I'm saying. That's my new Twitter hashtag.
Great. Let's see if that catches on. I'll check the trending page in a week.
Absolutely won't. But yeah, so they all get together, and this is when Nami kind of, unfortunately, suffering from her PTSD of everything that happened with Arlong right before they start to hear out Jinbei's old story and tale or whatever. At the end of the day, we get reconfirmation, and Sanji even like does the whole, hey, yeah, Yosaku. By the way, shout out to Yosaku.
Yeah.
Yosaku, though. We miss you, bud. Mentioned back in episode like fucking this is like episode 35. Like, it was a long time ago. That Jinbei had sent Arlong to the East Blue to, like, vibe or whatever the fuck. And Sanji was like, I remember you. I know you. I don't like you. So now that we've established that, tell us about yourself. And then Nami's like, yeah, I would really like to know why, like, Arlong fucked my life up, kind of. That would be sort of nice. But I also understand now. She also kind of started out by saying what she understands now that fishmen clearly have had a problem with discrimination that she was very much unaware of in the time that she spent being repressed by Arlong, which is actually kind of my favorite parts of these episodes. Is it calls out Nami and her understanding and her reluctance to, like, hold the entirety of Fishman Island accountable. And simultaneously, so this is something that I also was wondering if either Christian or Devin would ever particularly bring up, but we finally get the actual visual confirmation of like what inspired Arlong Park being Sabaody Park. Neither of you guys ever said it. I'm curious if you ever like made that very weird subconscious connection between the two parks or not.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little
Not
bit.
once. Sabaody Park is shown in that zoomed out perspective so little that and Arlong Park was so long ago that at no point would I have ever made that connection.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a little bit more than like an Easter egg. It's not so much that it just so happens that they're both called a park and they both have like a big tower in the center. The actual objective of Arlong Park was a direct mirror of Sabaody Park, because that was something that they really aspired to be a part of when they were children that they could never really attain. So Arlong Park became that kind of like safe space for them that reminded them of their youth, whatever. It's supposed to be like very like emotional connection or whatever. And then in addition, it's a reminder of where they came from with the crazy amounts of discrimination and why they do what they do and why they were ravaging the East Blue. I actually find this particular bit to be one of the most fascinating things in the series when you finally put it down on paper and say, yeah, no, Sabaody Park and everyone's racism fucking made all the fishmen go meanies, is all I'm saying.
They make them very stabby.
They make them very stabby. And that was when Jinbei started regaling us with, of course, his stories. And we finally get to meet the man, the myth, the legend, Fisher Tiger. But before that, we meet Queen Otohime. Do we have thoughts on Otohime? Do we like Otohime?
She's got a weird bit of just slapping people. But she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry I failed you as a leader. But fuck you for trying to steal and provide for your family after losing your job. And I'm
But
like,
also, I'm so sorry. It's my fault, too.
Yeah, dude.
I can't tell if I like her or not. I'm going to be real.
I love Otohime, and I actually love this bit. I mean, okay, to be fair, it's a bit like cry-y energy for a female protagonist lead in a flashback or whatever. I'll give it that there are slightly better ways you could have written a strong female character, but I really do like this bit where she simultaneously is disgusted with the crime that is being or driven by this fishman guy, and then she's like taking responsibility and hating herself for failing them for driving him to become this criminal. It's like you're just in this endless loop of responsibility.
Okay, yes. But then this poor little like orphan child approaches the queen. He has snot coming out of one nostril. She hugs him or whatever, then smacks the shit out of him. It was like, how dare you only drip from one nostril? If you're going to have a runny nose, you should be dripping from both. And the kid just like cries and accepts it. He's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, huh? If I were you, I would hate this bitch right now. What?
I don't know.
And that one goon in the crowd is the only person speaking sense. Everyone's like, oh, my queen, she's so empathetic and merciful. And he's just like, is that what this is? Yeah.
That was really funny. I laughed out loud when that one guy, because this was directly after she smacks that child across the face, and the one guy goes, "Oh my God, it's so heartwarming," and the one standing next to him was like, "Huh? Am I the only one watching this? Am I the only one that saw her smack a child
across the fields? Like, he kind of flew a little bit.
He lifted off the ground a little bit. Like, she did not hold back. She literally just broke her hand smacking the shit out of one guy, and then just goes right back to smacking a child. She was like, I'm starting to feel my hand again. I need to smack something.
Also, I just thought about this now. I'm curious. So way back when we met Isa, who was born with observation hockey, essentially. She can hear voices across the whole fucking world, right? We have Otohime, who also has observation hockey, but she just has really keen sense of incoming danger, essentially.
Yeah, she has like the Sixth Sense version of like... Mm-hmm. She can sort of predict things that are going to happen, or has a sense for people's, I don't know, aura, we'll call it, or objects' aura, what have you.
I'm very curious if there will be some type of connection, not connection, but like parallel, if you will, besides just this.
I sort of feel like we already got it. I mean, Isa, when she said she could hear the voices like being obliterated, so in real time, she could hear the voices of people. And then when they died or got zapped or whatever, they went silent or whatever. Otohime can hear or feel and sense the ones that are struggling around her. Because even when she's smacking the shit out of them, she's like, I know that you're in pain. I've done something to you and I failed you or whatever. Like, I don't know. I don't think that these are very, maybe I am a little too plain, but I don't see these as a very big disconnect between the two. I find them very similar in energy.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they're both extensions of the observation hockey umbrella here. They are slightly varied in what their strengths are, but it's still just observation hockey at the end of the day.
No, I got tangled on something.
So from there, though, we get introduced to Otohime. We get this whole bit thing aside, which I do think was kind of funny. She goes out and her big goal. So at this point in the flashback, we know two things. Obviously, she is going to die. We don't know how yet. But her ultimate goal as of the time of the flashback was that she wanted to unite the Fishmen people and bring the entirety of Fishman Island to the surface, which I'm just kind of like, oh, we're just going to do that. Okay. But we'll move that one aside, I suppose, in the meantime. Her ultimate goal is to get everyone to agree to relocate Fishman Island to the surface to be around people or whatever. And everyone's kind of like, nah, which I can't blame them, though.
No.
It feels a little aggressive to just go all in on that one, but I understand where she's coming from. She wants to like create unity and like bring the two together, but I'm like, I don't know, like maybe we just like create better political relations first if like that's what you got so far and that'll trickle down. Maybe I'm the animal here. I don't know if I believe in her cause of just forcing Fishman Island up to the surface and that'll solve all their problems.
I think her goal was not to just spontaneously do it one day. She was getting this petition signed so she could bring it to a council meeting on Mary Joie and have them,
and that's true.
And have them kind of debate on the topic and see, like, you know, if they to go forward with a plan like that, where they would place all of these immigrants, how they would house them, so on and so forth. So, like, she wasn't just planning to go, all right, guys, pack up all your shit. We're going to the surface just one day on a dime.
Right. Yeah, no, that's fair.
It seems implied that this would be a much more gradual, thought out process than something like that. I don't think she would come up with this. She would be so headstrong about this idea and just spontaneously do it.
I'm curious on what your thoughts are personally from both of you of her political angle in addressing the schism between the two races. Because I mean, look, obviously the parallels between what's happening in Fishman Island, both past and present, are mirrored across the entire world with multiple forms of like civil rights activism, right? And I just can't help but feel that she just has a flawed approach. And I don't know if that's just like what the story is trying to tell me, or that's just like my own personal politics, you know.
Honestly, and that's kind of what Christian and I were sort of devolving or talking about a second ago. I think personally, I might disagree with the exact attack. However, I also know a little bit more about, you know, what her like overarching plan and or what she plans on doing a little bit more in the future, which we'll probably get to next week or whatever. There's more to her than just this one objective, which we won't get until next week. And I do think that in my heart of hearts, I know that she has her mind and heart in the right place.
Obviously, yes.
I think like Christian was saying, I kind of agree with this. It's less about forcing Fishman Island to the surface and all of its inhabitants and more about getting the people of the island to recognize that at some point it is worthwhile to immigrate to the surface so that they can
integrate in the outer society, if you will.
Yeah. And I guess like if that's the energy, if we're talking less about like, you know, picking up the island and putting it up on the surface like tomorrow and more about, hey, everybody, we're going to debate this at the upcoming Reverie, but they're not going to debate it unless we're all on the same page. We should all be on the same page of what we want. Because I guess if you put it that way, now politically, now my mind's racing. In a political sense, you go to the Reverie and you say, hey, all of our inhabitants really want to go up to the surface. Like we actually do like being a part of like this society with you guys. We want to be closer with you. Even if they don't agree to move Fishman Island, that sets a precedent for the rest of the nations. It says, hey, you know, like they want to like, you know, open relations. They want to include, maybe they'll do like more trading or something. Holy shit, man! My capitalist brain just started going fucking crazy.
If I were to chime in here, the idea is it's idealistic. It's a little too idealistic, I think.
I agree.
For her to think that if they show interest in relations, especially non-violent ones, that the humans would just be like, all right, yeah, sure, we can give this a go, because clearly the humans have kind of always been the ones who have been like, nah, fuck the fishmen. They're not human. Scum. Get them out of here.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them. Because humans have been the dominant species on Earth for the most part. They probably didn't even know fish people existed for a long time. Then they showed up one day. So to have this idea, it is nice that Otohime is trying to impose this idea that they can have relations, but the humans are ultimately the larger issue here. However, I do think she's going about it the right way. It just needs to be more, I don't know what the word to describe it is, but there needs to be a more healthy mix of Fisher Tiger's ideas and Otohime's. Fisher Tiger, ultimately, we see in these episodes, makes the concession to himself and Jinbei that, like, hey, her method is objectively the better one. Sure, we go around and we mostly try not to kill anybody, but to her, and he makes this line, I love this line, to her, us and Arlong are no different. Even though, Arlong is part of his crew, but
there's a clear difference between where Fisher Tiger likes to define himself as a now political figure and what his rules and regulations of operating as a sun pirate compared to Arlong, who is just a bloodthirsty, jaded character at this point.
But Otohime doesn't see the difference there. She doesn't see the line. To her, they're just pirates. And piracy is wrong in this world. Pirates are the bad guys to the rest of the world. So his way of going about it with force is not the way that she likes it. Now, again, I think there needs to be sort of a balance between it. It needs to lean more on Otohime's sort of peace and acceptance side, because that's ultimately how you get this to go through without there being long-term issues. But if you just go in there with the idea that you're planning to improve relations completely non-violently, you're going to get stomped all over by the humans who already don't like you. So
yeah,
it's unfortunate, and I'm not a politician, but real life experience and real life democracy and relations between countries are very evident and can be used as a basis for that sort of ideal.
I agree with everything Christian said. I think the flaw in Otohime's plan, as I find it, is it puts all the heavy lifting on fish people. Yes. From what we've seen so far, there's almost little to, if any at all, action or responsibility or accountability being given to humans. It's all, hey, we fish people are gonna like integrate into your society, and we're going to like, I don't have a better way of phrasing this,
or
but like,
it's interesting.
Show their humanity, if you will, as a fish people or whatever. And I don't know. It's like, man, like you have to address the fact that like humans are just objectively doing shitty things just kind of for the sake of it, if you will, and like that you can't just ignore that. And then,
well, I would wager this, and Otohime also points this out to whoever she was talking to. I don't remember, but I think it was just when she was talking in general on out in town. But she points out specifically that they have only encountered human pirates. They have only encountered the worst parts of humanity.
True.
And she makes the point to everybody that she is certain, and there will be humans on the surface that are kind and friendly and loving and accepting and all of these ideas. We are just at a point, we're at a part of the world where we only see the worst that humanity has to offer. And unfortunately, that has very much skewed the fish people's opinion of humans, because they even after they have the most respect for Otohime as a person, a ruler, someone who comes down and respects them and their opinions when she walks among them. But even when she brings this idea to them that there can be good humans out there, they're like, yeah, I just don't know about that one, chief. That doesn't seem possible. So the idea that it's so ingrained into them makes the part where, all right, now we're going to go try and integrate directly into their society, like you put it, puts all of the heavy lifting on the burden of the fish people, when there needs to be a give and take. Maybe you send some of the fish people up there to live amongst the humans, but you also have a human colony come and establish itself in Fishman Island somehow. Now, I get that's a lot harder because fish people can breathe air as well as water, whereas humans have no capability to live in water without the bubbles. So it's a much harder sell, but there still needs to be some sort of compromise there. But I guess we still haven't gotten to that point.
I guess this is kind of like the core of like Otohime's problem, that as she sees it. Now, I'm not saying that there are, plenty of ways to skin a cat, but in her circumstance, she sees, she's only the queen of Fishman Island. She's not queen of, one of the clusters in Sabaody or something. She can only really speak for the people of Fishman Island. So maybe in her mind, her challenge is that she can't draft change for people she doesn't have jurisdiction over. She can only draft, or at least attempt to draft change for people that she does have jurisdiction over. And I think that's sort of like the core of her internal struggle with trying to like figure out what's the best way to deal with.
Well, that's why we're trying to sign this petition, so that she can bring it to the attention of the council or whatever at this meeting. But now she doesn't. Well, I mean, they didn't get that opportunity because of what Fisher Tiger did. So, yes. And in potential, they may never get that, at least not for a long while.
So we do get introduced to Fisher Tiger, which, by the way, what a fucking Adonis of a fishman. Just so we're clear. Dude, he looks good, dude. I'm just saying. Like, I'm here for it.
I mean, I'm not going to say he's ugly. I personally would not call him an Adonis. My dude's goated. I love him as for all the things he stands for and stuff like that as a revolutionary. But I'm not fawning over him personally.
I think I just like really long-haired, large men with like waviness to it. Like Aokiji, mwah, fantastic. Fisher Tiger, love that head of hair. He is a stallion. But
you hear that, Christian? You need to curl your hair more and he'll like you.
I'm just saying. My hair doesn't naturally do that, though. I have very straight hair, so... And curling hair is a lot of time and effort that I'm just not willing to put in.
I'm just trying to give respect out here. But regardless, Fisher Tiger returned from a journey, so to speak. We kind of get a little bit tidbit from Jinbei at one point. He's like, yeah, Fisher Tiger, he ran the Fishman district, but then he like fucked off one day to go, see the world or whatever. And then he joined the army, and then Arlong became an asshole, as he do. And then when Fisher Tiger comes back, that's when he meets up with Otohime again for the first time in a while, and he privately talks with King Neptune and Otohime, and he expresses that he has every plan and intention to scale the Red Line and free all of the slaves in Marie-Joie, which he was like, hey, I know you guys are trying to like deal with our relationship with humans on a political sense, and the Reveille's coming up. I'm just telling you, I'm about to fuck all that for you, and I'm not going to stop. And it's like, he's like, I only came here as a courtesy. And Neptune's like, there's nothing we could do to talk you out. He's like, no, absolutely not.
I've seen the worst these people have to offer, and just sickens me.
Dude, it must be stopped. That's what I love the most about this. When they ask, like, what did you see up there? And he just looks with the like most stern and like aggressive face. I saw human nature. And then that just like honestly destroyed Otohime.
Is that what he says in the sub? Or
that is
dub,
what he
rather?
says in the sub. That's what he said in the dub.
Because in the sub, they only translate it as just humans. He says he says humans. What did you see? humans.
I mean, I think that the energy's there, though, right?
The energy's there.
I like just saying
Dubbing
humans
is better clarity, I think.
I like the idea that he just says humans very angrily better, because it's like all there needs to be said in that instance.
Right. And I totally agree with that too. Yeah, absolutely. I think
But
the point here is that what made him this angry is he's just been exposed to the worst parts of humanity up on the surface. So if anything, it's picking back off of like when Otohime was like, hey, we haven't seen the good people that are on this planet. Well, Fisher Tiger went up to the surface and he found more assholes. So I think that sets a bit of a yikes precedent for the future. I feel bad for the rest of these fishmen goons out there, but Fisher Tiger ain't having it. And then, of course, we already heard the story of Fisher Tiger scaling the red line and freeing all of the slaves. And we did get the tidbit after he scales the red line, where all of the fishmen who were previously of the Fishman District, or if they were slaves, they all joined him and became the Sun Pirates, and then they all unanimously and universally wore the brand of the sun so that they could unmark themselves of their previous celestial dragon mark, which, very nice sentiment.
It was a way to protect these freed slaves from being identified as such, both so no one gets reclaimed and no one gets, I guess, discriminated against, just walking about, but also to ensure that there was never a schism amongst the crew. It was like, hey, just because this person was, a footstool to Celestial Dragon does not mean you get to talk shit to them. Fuck you. You have the same brand. You're all equals on the ship.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I love that energy. I love it.
I actually really liked it. I mean, I love that energy. That's always been my favorite part. Like, that's why they wear it. They wear it so they can all be on an equal playing field. But something that I actually kind of missed when rewatching this that I forgot about was, no, they also did it, like you said, to make it difficult or nay impossible for any world government official to identify them as a prior slave, because, hey, do you see the mark of the Celestial Dragon anywhere on these assholes? I don't. I only see his son. Fuck you, dude. That was actually
that whole
actually a pretty good bit.
Where they're getting attacked by that like random marine ship. Everything happening on that scene was amazing. From the beginning of the encounter to the very end, I loved it. I was gobbling that shit up. Fisher Tiger's reaction and discourse with the I think it was a vice admiral, yeah. Jinbei's lost in his frustration, and he just kind of cooks a goon, and then Arlong being Arlong. You just see all the. I think it's really cool learning about Jinbei in these episodes, because to me, Jinbei is the line between the ideal version of what this operation is, that is Fisher Tiger, and the polar opposite, that is Arlong, where he kind of perverts Fisher Tiger's attempts at, his form of peace and sovereignty and things like that. Jinbei, I personally think, is riding the line. He is not that far off from becoming an Arlong type character as much as I think he likes to think he is.
I think he was basically right there anyway in those flashbacks. Like, he was definitely more than 1 foot into the, like, fuck humans, let's just kill all of them side, because he gets scolded just as much as Arlong does after that encounter. It's just that when by the end of that conversation, and then the subsequent conversation he has alone with Tiger after the fact, that he realizes the error of that way of thinking. So, but prior to that point, like when he from the moment he drops everything, all of his duties as a soldier, up to that point, he was basically another Arlong, I think. Maybe not nearly as aggressive about it, but he was definitely still like, all right, humans are all scum. Like, this is it. There's no salvaging this.
I will reinforce this. Unfortunately, this wasn't brought up in the One Piece, and I think that's a mistake personally, because I think this probably would have been a really compelling scene. So we get that interaction when Fisher Tiger returns. Right before that, it's Arlong taking all of these petition papers away from Otohime or whatever, or some other citizen, right? And
it was like a mermaid chick that was like, hey, yeah, I got signatures or whatever. And then Arlong's like, oh, well, did you?
So he's throwing those away, or he's trying to get rid of them, because he's like, man, I'm doing the courts, a favor. I'm out there hunting these shitty humans, right? Which should be the job of the royalty or whatever. And then Jinbei's just kind of having a smoke, and he's like, hey, I kind of don't give a shit about Otohime's, diplomacy or whatever, but they're important to her, and it's kind of my job to give a shit about that, so give them back. Before that, it wasn't shown in One Piece, but there was a scene where Jinbei's in a bar just having a drink, and there's human pirates down there, and I think they're just like being shitty to a waitress who's like a fish woman. And from what I read on the wiki, he comments about like, hey, knock it off, you're giving my sake a poor taste. And I thought, I wish they kept that in there. I think that would have been really compelling.
Yeah, that's actually interesting that you guys didn't have that. That's also where they my dub pace had it, and it's also the scene where they drop the age with which we are with our current Jinbei. Not that it really matters, because I don't know how old Jinbei is in the present story, but we are at the time of this flashback, we are with a 30-year-old Jinbei, just so we are aware that they let us know that in that scene.
He's 30 in that flashback. I want to say like that flashback was 16 years ago?
12 or 16 years, something like that.
So he's in his 40s, close to hitting 50.
No, yeah, I would agree, though. That's a very... Well, if anything, it's just a good scene to set the precedent for what Jinbei do we have right now. And I think, like you've already said, he shows in the time of this flashback, like you and Christian both said, he's riding the line and he's unsure what aisle he wants to stick with. I think he admires Fisher Tiger enough to, I guess, translate into the more open-minded aisle. But I mean, even Fisher Tiger, as he was telling Jinbei, like, you have no idea the kinds of thoughts that are going through my mind 24/7, and the kind of fucking hatred that I have right now. I hold it together, but only barely.
Yeah, it's quite sad.
It is actually very sad. But then moving on to... we do move forward a little bit in time, and the Sun Pirates, in their grandeur, we get Jinbei and Fisher Tiger with a bounty or whatever. They stumble upon an island, I guess. It just kind of like happens, and there's some we assume previously slaves or whatever that are taking refuge on a random island somewhere, and they were like, "Hey, you remember us, Fisher? Thanks for freeing us. We have this kid, and we don't know what to do with her. She wants to go home. Can you like do something about that?"
We would do it, but we can't sail the open seas. So
they're like her island is like a couple islands down, but we don't have a boat, and even if we did, it would be super, super dangerous for us to do that. So could you like do us a solid and free this slave one more time?
Can I tell you though? I'm so glad we met this girl. I love Koala. I love this girl so much.
Oh God, it's fucking heartbreaking, dude.
Koala hurts.
It breaks my heart into seeing her like this, dude. So when we're exposed to her, she first of all, she's a mess. She like her clothes are torn, her hair's in a fucking frizz, and she refuses to break a smile, and really doesn't even blink. It's very discerning.
As Arlong just pointed out before he kicked her or whatever, he was like, "You're just really creepy. Like, you just smile and stare all the time. Stop that."
Exactly. And then you got Arlong and fucking Chu. I remember your name. Fuck you, asshole. Who were making fun of her in the back. And I'm like, dude, like she's just fucking traumatized, dude. Like she refuses to let her smile go and they talk about it amongst themselves. So then you kind of start to see some of the trauma that she might have gone through, or they discuss some of the trauma she might have gone through, where, she probably refuses to cry because she's seen the other slaves around her get killed for far less than crying, maybe, perhaps, and then has decided for herself that the best course of action is to just smile and continue to clean and try to make yourself useful, because as long as you're useful and as long as you don't talk back, no one gives you problems. And that's really that's the programming she has, and it's heartbreaking. It makes me very upset.
It's very
I don't
upsetting.
like it.
I think what was really powerful in that scene was just how like distraught all the fishmen were looking at her. It's like it like somehow that was so far beyond their comprehension of like what anyone could experience in life.
So I love this about the scene. So they start like quizzing her, like they're very inquisitive about her because they don't get her deal. At one point, I forget who asks, but one of them actually says like, are you even afraid of us? Like you're showing no emotion whatsoever.
I think it was
and she's
Jinbei.
like, it might have
It's
been
either
Jinbei.
Jinbei or Fisher or something.
Mhm.
Well, not Fisher. Fisher does a lot of the explaining. But yeah,
Jinbei is the one who
it's
kind of like
Jinbei.
sits
Jinbei's the one
there
who's saves her,
like, hey,
quote
what's like
unquote,
your
from
deal?
Arlong.
Like, you don't have to clean this floor. Like, you're fine. Also, you're bleeding. You should probably take care of yourself.
Yeah, and then she's just kind of like, no, I'm fine. It's just nothing. I'll make sure to clean up after myself. Don't worry. No, but one of them explicitly says, like, are you afraid of us? And she says, without breaking her gaze, yes, I am terrified, but I also want to go home. So I'm just gonna
I'm here to suck it up.
I'm staying in my lane, so I'll stay in my lane. I promise I won't cause you guys any problems. And I'm just
I'll
damn,
clean
dude.
and I won't cry and I won't take breaks is basically about the summation of what she says, because that's all she's known while she was a slave, and maybe even while they were just on that island, because who knows how long. We don't know what the time gap is from when Fisher freed the slaves to the point where they reached that island with her on it. So she probably didn't know much more than that on that island either. So now she's surrounded by these giant creatures. She has no idea what they're capable of, but they seem very, other than the fact that they seem very capable of killing her without a second thought because of what Arlong does. So when Jinbei sits down and shows even an inkling of kindness, she doesn't know how to react other than just say, I'm sorry, and I'll clean up this blood for you, sir.
In a lot of narratives, this whole like, you know, having a character almost be programmed to remove certain emotions from several situations, like removing emotions from characters because of trauma. I don't know. I know it gets a little bit reused, but time and time again, I always vibe to it immediately, and I'm always heartbroken every single time. So I mean,
it's just like reality. That's just how, humans actually
operate. It is reality,
operate.
isn't it? It fucking sucks. I'm sorry. That was a real Brendan just kind of talked.
No, man. I mean, it's
Brendan
it's,
the person, not
true.
the character, is here now.
And it's a very it's a very interesting story insert here too, because possibly the only way that the fishmen can connect to any human on any level, as sad as it is if they were also a slave, because that's the only thing that they could possibly reach level ground on in terms of relating to. Like, yeah, slavery fucking sucked for everybody. Didn't matter who you were. If you wore that mark, your life was absolute misery. And so they can relate to that. A lot of them, not all of them, but which is probably part of why Arlong and his band of pirates were the ones who were so still against humankind, because they didn't have that same experience like the ones who were slaves and were freed. So
what a novel thought. I think about this section of the story a lot, because I mean, obviously the racism vibes, and it constantly compounds in your face how it compares between Nami's story and Curran and Fishman Island. But you putting on paper saying the irony of the fact that they could relate to each other through slavery, yet they don't, because they hold on to the same hatred that the average human that they've been exposed to has for them. Wow, man, dude, that hurts. That breaks me a little bit more, man.
It's heavy shit. It's
and it's funny you say that,
interesting,
because of course Fisher Tiger notices that if anything, there's no way that she is going to be able to break the shackles of her past or her traumas as long as she still has the mark of the celestial dragon on her back. So, and I'm just saying, like, I don't know if like Fishman's skin is like thicker or not. I feel bad for her because this probably fucking hurt. He did brand her the mark of the sun in order to remove said brand. I understand the energy. Maybe I don't know. Maybe come up with like I don't know what I would have done in that situation, but I felt really bad for her.
My only my concession here is I hope that when they were in the office in the captain's quarters, if you will, that they at least talked about it and she consented as much as she could.
Yeah,
he was like, listen, I have the solution, kind of, sort of. It's not amazing. It's actually going to really fucking suck for the next hour or whatever, but I can at least offer you this slight relief.
He's a little more rough with her than he needed to be, I think, because he does brand her and then immediately haul her by her shirt and kind of tosses her back out onto the deck a little haphazardly. So that part was a little off-putting.
Yeah.
you understand the meaning behind Fisher Tiger's actions, but when he handles her so roughly after the fact, it feels kind of, he kind of rectifies the situation when first he takes out the gun and kind of loosely points it in a direction. She doesn't flinch, which is maybe the worst part about it. And then he walks it over to the railing, tosses it off, and goes, "No one's going to hurt you here," or something along those lines. I forget the exact quote. And only that. Oh, and then he tells her that
there's nothing wrong crying or something like that.
Because she repeats again that she'll just clean and won't take breaks, and she won't cry, especially. And then he grabs her by the shoulder, looks her dead in the eye, and goes, "There's nothing wrong with crying."
And that breaks her. She's like, "Fuck."
Which is, of course, what breaks her. Yeah. So you can only, and then everyone cheers, which is kind of what interested me too, because all of the fishmen, I mean, it's not all of them, but you get a large majority of the fishmen cheering for this moment. And it was interesting to see that the fishmen were so behind this notion after spending half an hour with this girl. And the fact that she's like pirate insignias, brands, Jolly Rogers are not something taken very lightly. And now Fisher Tiger is just taking it upon himself to brand it upon this human girl, among all things. And they are a lot more behind it right off the bat than I would have guessed. But I guess that's kind of the power that Fisher Tiger holds all over a lot of these people as well. So it's interesting. It's very powerful stuff.
It is something that I really like about this particular flashback is you do get a very good sense in a relatively short amount of time the kind of character that Fisher Tiger really was. I mean, beyond knowing that he was the cool enough guy to scale the red line and free all the slaves, but, you know, where did all of this respect come from? You know, how does that relationship manifest within various other members in the story that we have been privy to, all leading up to, at some point, finding out the situation with Fisher Tiger, which we do know at some point he will face his demise. We don't understand under what situation or what circumstances. I think they did say that he needed a blood transfusion, right? And no one gave him one. We got that information earlier.
Yeah.
So we know that much. So I guess we still have to wait until we get to the final big reveal or the final climax of his tale. And it's very interesting. I really do like this flashback. I love these episodes, if I'm going to be honest. I am a fan.
But
I'm just hoping that he isn't going to meet... I'm worried that he meets his demise on this girl's homeland, that they get there.
Okay.
And they assume... So whoever's there assumes that they have this girl for nefarious purposes. And then they just start, I don't know, somehow someone gets the better of Tiger and
it would be a real
shot
knife
or
twist,
whatever it is. It would be I would say it's be an extreme knife twist into the gut. But
maybe our good friend Borsalino will just be the one to put him in.
Oh, right. I forgot we got Kizaru in these episodes.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, when that other guy with the really tall hair is giving him the lowdown on how that rear admiral got smoked when all he was supposed to do was like a recon mission or something. And then Kizaru's big chill and he's wearing his fucking fedora. Yeah.
My man looks like a fucking detective from like a 60s movie. It was great.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying,
he
dude.
looks like a noir detective. It's true.
And he, honestly, like, he kind of pulls it off. Like, good for him. That's what I'm saying. Like, fucking sick, actually. But yeah, I mean, I think we covered most of everything. We might have glossed a little bit over on some of the present details. I mean, did you guys have anything else? Any dire conversation points you wanted to bring to the table?
I'll touch upon three things real quick. One, Vanderdecker is still conscious because he threw an axe during one of their conversations. So that's just proof he's around, still twitching or whatever. Caribou is still kidnapping mermaids and mer people to sell at the fucking auction house.
But now he's interested in getting to the princess, which is going to lead him back to the Straw Hats. And so
I do like that bit that he does. He's like, dude, if I can get 70 million for one mermaid, imagine if I get one 10 times that big. It would probably be like a lot of money.
Listen, he knows his limits. Math is it. And I can respect that.
It was just kind of funny to me. I mean, I guess like in reality, there's no guarantee that you could just by definition put like a flat 10 times the value amount on it. But in my mind, I thought it was kind of funny. He was like, I'd get so much more.
I'd be filthy rich.
I'd be filthy fucking rich. What a fucking idiot, dude.
I said there was 3 things. I can't remember my third, so I guess I'm done.
Dude, same.
Was
That's
it
me, like,
was it
every day
Jinbei
in
with blonde
existence.
highlights?
No.
Jinbei with blonde highlights is a vibe, though.
I don't know. I kind of like the gray streak more that we've got going on now.
Oh, right, yeah. Like the Silver Fox energy is the superior design, but I mean, I'm just saying, like highlight, like a blonde highlight Jinbei is not. It's not
I think
bad.
young Jinbei also didn't have like the little goatee patch on where Oda just assumed his chin would be, which is like halfway down his body for some reason.
Yeah. Dude, I love that. It's so funny.
He doesn't have that when he's younger in the flashback. So something about that not being there either.
I just love
Weird.
that little goatee. It's like a little bush, just like in the middle of, like you said, where his chin would be, but he's got, he's just all neck all the way down to his chest.
Yeah.
little tiny bushel. But yeah, anything
How do you
else?
did when you first watched this, did the question ever come to your brain about how Fishman sexual reproduction works?
Before I watched these episodes?
Like the first time you watched them?
Well, I mean, when they gave me... Go ahead.
Because you see the size of Shirahoshi even as a baby, and you see the size of Otohime.
Oh.
Right.
And you gotta wonder there, like... Did Shirahoshi come out normal size?
Wait a minute, hold on.
Do fish people still do like the real fish thing where females drop eggs and then the men come over and just on top of them?
Can I tell you, Christian, you caught me with my pants down. I am almost certain that the details of sexual reproduction has been described by Oda at very minimal capacity, but described nonetheless through an SBS. I think that did happen. I do not have it with me. I cannot regale you his perspective, but I do think that exact question has been given.
I would hope so, because it's quite questionable.
Potential answer for you. If King Neptune is a seahorse...
He's not. He's a coelacanth.
Okay, never mind. I was going to be like, if it was a seahorse...
There could be seahorse in there somewhere, I guess.
Man,
the Fishman genetics is kind of weird.
If he was a fish... If he was a seahorse fishman person...
A coelacanth mermaid, correct? Is that
if he was a male seahorse, he would be the one giving birth, and he's clearly proportionate enough for that to make sense.
Yes, that would be true.
If he did it the mammal way.
I mean, they could explain that away and be like, yeah, he's like his 23andMe said he's like 1/8 seahorse, so he actually carried the children.
Well, I mean, I guess there's also I'm not going to try to put too much like, I'm not going to die on any hill or anything, but we meet a baby Shirahoshi, but we don't meet like a pregnant Otohime. We don't necessarily know, like maybe she grew really fucking fast in like a day. You know what I'm saying? Like she came out tiny.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the only 2 ways this happens, I unless Oda came up with some bonkers ass shit in his SPS, is Shirahoshi came out normal. Fish people give live births like humans do, and Shirahoshi came out normal and then grew exponentially as time went on. Or they do real fish things where the female lays the egg somewhere and then the men come over and do their thing on top, and then that's that.
Yeah. I like I said, I cannot regale you. But honestly, if it's live birth, I'm questioning more. How did the coelacanth and the goldfish figure that one out?
Look, man. I don't know.
I apologize.
Maybe that's why Otohime is so fragile now.
Oh, God.
Carrying gigantic Shirahoshi.
All her nutrients were just sent to her child, and now she has osteoporosis.
Oh, no. You can't do that.
I was just thinking that the enlarged size of her would like put a strain on her body, not necessarily that she was siphoned of all nutrients, but
no. Don't do this.
That could work too.
That makes me so sad.
Look, I mean, she doesn't regret anything. She loves her child. And also isn't afraid to break her hand slapping some random dude in town. So
Facts, very much facts.
If you could bring me the answers to that SBS next week, Justin, because I don't think Brendan's going to be here. So
Rip.
Or if Brendan
if you
in his
could send me
spare
the
time could send
SBS so I can send the answers, that'd be great, buddy.
Hey, Devin, if you could send me the answers. Oh wait, no, he's not here. I can't.
Dylan,
just
if you're
move it down
listening
the
to
line.
this, can you send Brendan the SBS so he can send it to me so I can give Christian the answer?
This is when Jordy like hard cuts. He does like the fucking like tape recorder turn off, and he goes, "No," and then
Yeah,
that plays and starts going again.
Jordy cuts in and he goes like, and Dylan didn't.
Thank you, Jordy. But yeah, I mean, anything else? I mean, we also, I guess, just so everyone's aware, Horty did take over the castle or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, he could only fight back because he got roided out of his gourd. If he didn't have the roids, like, he wouldn't have done shit. But, you know, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we did get that quick exclamation from one of the random goons that they couldn't believe a human could move faster than a fish person in water.
Because Zoro is just that guy.
Dude, he's scary, though.
Zoro
Seriously.
is turning into that guy.
Always
He will be
has
turning
been.
into that guy. Unfortunately, the whole like bubble coral MacGuffin thing kind of had to happen so they could gimp Zoro here.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I think last week or the week before, if Zoro didn't need to breathe, he's icing all of them.
Yeah.
The problem is that Zoro does, in fact, need oxygen. And he can't.
I think Christian said, he's like, yo, if he had gills, it's over for all of them. Everyone in the palace,
fact.
GG.
But all right. I mean, anything else? Are we all good? Moving on?
I think it's pretty good.
All right, moving on to quotes. What do you
Before
guys?
What are we
that-
doing next week, though? What are we doing next week?
Oh, next week, we're going to be doing episodes 543. We're not going backwards. We're doing 543
not.
to 546. Don't say it like that. Why you got to be like that?
Well, I don't want to
I
watch
think
it again.
443 would have been an impel down, so you would have at least seen Bon again.
I mean, sure, but like, I just watched that. I don't want to watch new shit
It's time
now.
to start a rewatch, kids. Or rewatch over rewatch.
the rewatch of the rewatch. We can't keep making this this bit. Moving on. Quotes. Anyone have any quotes?
I do, and I will be going first. Starting with the one I wrote up here on this little sheet. The Sun Pirates fight for freedom and liberty. Nothing else. Just a
Yeah.
line from Fisher Tiger. So this one is from when Luffy reconvenes with Frankie, and Frankie is trying to explain who Den is.
I know exactly where this is going.
Yeah.
And so Frankie explains like, oh, Den is, Tom's brother, my master, and blah, 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 blah. And Luffy goes, So he's the master who's going to coat your younger brother, huh? And then Frankie just says, yeah, you got that right. That's right.
Yeah,
got close
something
enough.
like that.
I'm not gonna explain it again. That was good enough.
he's like, honestly, if you're cool with him, that's really the only objective here.
I
My
just
last
need you to like this guy. That's it.
My last one is Jinbei said this as he was throwing off his uniform and leaving the palace to abandon his position. The duty of protecting this island suited me better than I thought it would. However, there are times when one's morals are more important than one's duty. And I think that's just a timeless line that can apply to all of us.
It is nice seeing that Jinbei is not this flat character that just, he actually has a little bit of depth. He didn't want to become a military guy. It was the cards he was. I like that when he was describing that to the rest of the goons. He's like, yeah, I grew up in the Fishman district, which essentially started as like an orphanage, but then we all drove them out because we're schmucks. Then it became a lawless area. And when you grow up in an area like that, you really only have two options. Go to the guard and basically earn citizenship, or become a pirate or something, because we're all fucking brutes. That's actually a little sad.
That was the third thing I wanted to remember and bring up. So everything you just said. On top of that, King Neptune mentioned that I think it was either his ancestors or Otohime's ancestors at some point try to bring the population of Fishman Island up to the surface in the ship Noah that the Fishman district is now residing in.
Right. Forgot about that.
Maybe that'll become a plot point. Who knows?
Maybe not.
Surely we do something with,
Don't call me
Noah's
Shirley.
Ark. Surely. Surely we do something with that.
No, it was great.
I didn't mean to interject like that. that was quite rude of me. You had a thought. You had a nice, normal thought.
Hold on. Noah's Ark, Adam, Eve. Oh my god.
Are you just not putting these things together?
We're turning into
almost-
the Evangelion, aren't we? God damn it.
Oh
It's
my God,
almost
don't
like
please.
there's heavy Christianity influence in this.
It's almost
fucking
like it's
Although
always
there's
been there.
influence from there's, to be fair, there's influence from several faiths and pantheons or whatever, but the Christian one, because it's just the most popular, tends to be the easiest to recognize or whatever, right?
We got the Greeks and Romans down here with Christian on the side. We got...
I've been here the whole time. What are you talking about?
Anyway, who's got quotes next?
So potentially, I'm sure not, but we're seeing a little bit of the death of the Sanji bit, where he gets nosebleeds, and almost dies from these problems. So he gets up at one point and he's like, I'm fine, Chopper, everything's okay. And he sees the Princess Mermaid again and has a standard Sanji reaction to seeing a beautiful lady. And Chopper goes, hooray, hooray. Sanji returned to his normal strange self.
I don't want to be the guy. I'm not going to tell you that it's never going to happen again. I will not warn
I'm
you
sure
with
it
that.
will happen again.
But I do think that as a eyesore and primary plot device, it has ended here. If they do the bit again, there's going to be a few there's going to be some moments. All right, we get a second to relax. Okay.
Yeah, I'll take the brief respite for now.
Yeah, there's a definite respite here. I think Sanji, for the most part, if not cured, he's at least okay, I'm done. This bit has gotten old. I'm happy to have seen. It's actually kind of funny because when you think about it, he was so overloaded with beauty through Shirahoshi that now he just doesn't bleed from his nostrils anymore. It's like nothing can ever compete or something.
Nothing can ever compare again to the first time he laid eyes on Shirahoshi. So now he's just good.
Yeah, right.
He needed the extreme exposure therapy and not this coddled baby step program that Chopper had implemented.
Not the baby step program that Chopper made. God damn it, dude.
Just needed to throw him into the fire and let him get tempered, and now we're good. His all of the veins in his nose have been turned to stone.
They've been cauterized.
They've been completely cauterized.
They've been cauterized.
And now he's good, maybe. Has yet to be determined.
I think that for the most part, you can rest knowing that I think that this gag is done. I think for the most part,
I will accept it.
He has been cured temporarily.
The last one I'll mention is a line from the Queen. The Queen. And this is
do you know the way? Do you know the way to the surface?
She's explaining to them this kind of steps and the philosophy behind her thoughts, and she makes a line that I really liked, among other things that I've already mentioned before. But she compares the fishman ideology to the humans by saying there are 10,000 meters between the sea floor and the surface, and the same distance separates the humans' way of thinking and our own. I just thought that was a very, very picturesque way of placing the difference in ideology between them.
I think that it's nice seeing Otohime because we can recognize that she is no fool. She's very idealistic, but she recognizes the challenges that are plaguing her people and the surface world in a very real and grounded sense. And I can really respect that about her.
I agree.
I think most of my quotes have been said earlier.
Damn,
That's good. No, it's good. I love being sniped. The Fisher Tiger line of when he's just all I saw was humans, and just the way he says it, and you know the subtext about what he's talking about. That shit, it hurts. And then everything with Koala, the entire Koala scene, honestly breaks me into. I welled up for the majority of that portion. My only fun quote, even though we did talk about it, I did write it down anyway. You look ridiculous with snot dribbling out of one side. It's far more dignified to have snot coming from both nostrils.
Absolutely wild.
Dignified.
That's so much. I don't know. I think that bit's really funny. But that's it. That's my quotes.
Good.
Nice.
Good. Good all around.
I do
Good job,
want to make
everybody.
a little announcement. So for those who are paying attention, we are obviously not watching episode 542. That is one of the many Toriko specials episodes. If you wish to go watch that, go ahead. Maybe we'll watch it someday. I think someone asked us about that, probably on the Discord. Like, hey, you guys ever gonna like cover that stuff? I think it'd be kind of cool. Just,
I mean, there's a lot of specials we've skipped. I think the only specials we've like committed to has been Boss Luffy so far. I mean, we can make an attempt. I've seen the Toriko, but I was it you that told me? You told me that it got dubbed. And I don't.
Yeah. So second part of the announcement, this will have happened well after this release happens. By the time you people hear this, but on March, excuse me, 4th. Yes, March 4th would be a Saturday. Toonami is going to, for the first time ever, dub one of the crossover episodes, and I think it's One Piece, Toriko, and Dragon Ball Z, if I'm correct, from what I've seen.
That is correct. Yeah, I've seen it.
Preview.
I haven't watched Toriko myself, so
Neither
I'm
have I.
unfamiliar. I'm unfamiliar with who even owns the rights to it. Honestly, I
Pretty
kind
sure
of
it's
remember
also
back. Well, I mean, like for dubbing, because I only care about fucking dubs. Anyway, I know Funimation owns Dragon Ball Z, and Funimation also owns One Piece. Obviously, I don't remember who owned Toriko, and if that's a reason why they didn't do it. Like maybe that was an Aniplex property or something. Because Funimation doesn't dub every single shonen. Like they don't have Bleach, they don't have Naruto, they don't have. I don't think they have Inuyasha. I don't think they own Inuyasha from back when or whatever. They did have Yu Yu Hakusho back in the day, which is like the edgiest shonen you can probably find. And then of course they have My Hero, but. I was wondering if there was a reason they didn't dub it because it was like, oh yeah, Toriko, we don't, that goes to Aniplex, so we would have to like, have this weird crossover of like licensing and who would get the money from it or whatever. So anyway, my small rant is over. I'm the only one who cares.
So yeah, I know it's been a big thing for community, especially dub fans. So hopefully you get to see that. If you don't, maybe watch on a rerun, however that works. Go support Toonami. It made us all the people we are. We would not have this podcast without Toonami. That's all I'm saying.
Just so we're clear, it did not shape Christian in any sense.
Yeah,
only Jordy did.
Not true at
Yeah,
all.
look at these two. Look how great they are. You don't want to be
That's
them.
what I'm saying, dude.
I don't
Be
know, I
like me
feel
and
pretty
Brett Boy.
great, to be
Toonami
honest.
made us. We're amazing.
Don't be like Justin.
Be
You
a
can
little
be
bit
like
like
Justin
me.
when he's talking about Toonami. He's spitting facts, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fine. Everything else, not good. No goo.
No goo. Oh man, you don't have to do, I don't know all that. All right.
No,
But anyway,
I'll take my waifu pillows.
that's all right. You can take all of your waifu pillows. Make no mistake.
Spend good money on it.
He spent real good money on that. Moving on to the Golden Ham. And can I tell you, I mean, I only want to pick either Fisher Tiger or Otohime. My only question is which one.
It's Fisher Tiger for me. Easy peasy slam dunk.
What say you, Christian? Because I'm
am
torn.
very torn about this.
Really?
I think, as Brendan will put it in my heart of hearts, my vote lies with Otohime.
Wow. I actually kind of think so too.
Because
What?
I appreciate what I think what it comes down to is that I vibe more with her way of thinking and dealing with the fishman human relation problems over Tiger. And even Tiger, as we talked about earlier, makes a concession that his way of going about it is the wrong way, and that the queen has the better way of dealing with the problem. He felt the need to lash out because of all the anger that was welling up inside of him, and he just needed to do something about it. So I think I'm gonna have to vote for the queen here.
I also think, and it's only slightly, like it's just that fucking much. I would also say Otohime by the slimmest of margins. Nothing against Fisher Tiger here. Love the guy. Think he had great scenes. I really like the fact that he's a flawed character and that he doesn't really seem to have it all figured out. In fact, there are things he likes about himself. There are things to like about his cause. I vibe a little bit more with Otohime here, I think.
I will just say that there is no bigger big dick energy than there is climbing the red line, walking into Mary Joie's front door and saying, I'm taking all these people with me and you're going to deal with it.
And
That's all
making
I'm
it
saying.
out fine.
For the most part.
I do agree with that.
Imagine it back when we heard that story on Amazon Lily, when Hancock was expressing that tail, we were just like, dude, what if we gave it to Fisher Tiger? We should have given it to Fisher Tiger back then. That would have been great.
I wonder who we did give it to at that point.
I'm afraid to find out.
I bet it was something dumb like Alphalandra or something. No, you guys are all in on that chick.
Whoa, that's not dumb. Hold on.
I'm just saying, like, you guys always fit these goddamn memes, dude.
That is not a meme, all right? That is a lovely giant woman.
Did Alphalandra actually ever get it?
Potentially
I know
once.
for a fact we gave it to Alphalandra for sure. I don't know about how many times. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys did 3, to be perfectly honest.
No, it couldn't have been more.
not.
It couldn't have been more than once. I'm sure Justin at every available and Devin at every available opportunity
Me and
would
Devin
want
presented
to
a United Front for
given
that
it
one
to her,
week.
but I can't see it having gone through more than once.
Nah, you might be right. Heaven forbid we give it to fucking Hancock, trying to like express her tales and whatnot of woe and struggle and fear. But, like, oh, she kicked that kitten that one time. I hate her.
Never forget.
Yeah, it's unforgivable action.
I like how your reaction was like, Brendan, all you did was literally speak truth. There was nothing wrong in your sentence. That
There were no lies there. I'm glad you're finally seeing the way.
I not
the
when
light
it comes
at the
to
end
Hancock.
of the tree roots.
I don't know the way for you. I do not know the way for Hancock.
There's something
moving
else.
on.
I remember something else halfway through that I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember now what it was, and must have meant it wasn't that important at the end of the day.
Do you want to know
It
what
was
is
actually
important?
quite important, but we've talked so thematically about the themes and the challenges of this arc. We might. I think we're good. I think we've covered the vast majority.
All right. So it's
Oh,
fan
yeah,
mail time, baby.
Oh, we have some. Let's go.
This
From
is a
Bucket Hat.
This is a Patreon message. Bucket Hat
Uh-huh.
writes, "Hi,
Great
I started
hats.
listening to you guys in between Impel Down and Marineford. Wild, by the way. I'm always happy to hear you guys having a new episode every week so that I can have something fun to listen to while at work during the night. Mood. I have 2 questions. 1, regarding if you will ever do a review for the One Piece and Dragon Ball crossover in the future. I remember where I got that question from. Since now it's being announced on Toonami that they're doing an English dub. There are spoilers, so I would wait a little bit longer, but it would be cool if you did a special review for that one. I agree. I think I'd be interested in doing that at some point down the line, but we'll see what happens.
I'd be down for it. I mean, it's
guess.
short. I mean, it would only be the 1 episode. So it's a normal runtime episode of just them dicking around Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, and Toriko.
Yeah.
Which, it's a fun time. Don't get me wrong.
And they're like scattered throughout the entire series. Like, I'm pretty sure one came out within the past, let's say, 2 years, which is like...
Well, when they do those, if it's the one I'm thinking of, I mean, it's a standalone thing. I don't know if they did another Toriko special. Now that I think about it.
Maybe not
Maybe they
Toriko,
did.
but definitely Dragon Ball Z crossover. I wouldn't
They
be
might have done
surprised.
another Dragon Ball Z one in there. That I believe.
Anyway, my next question is, if you're NBA fans, which straw hat would make a great mascot for any NBA team? I am personally not a super duper basketball fan. I am vaguely remembering NBA logos. I remember when I read this question, the first thing that came into my mind, and I can't explain why, it's my gut feeling. I think Luffy would make a cool mascot for the what's that team Steph Curry's on? Golden State Warriors.
The Warriors.
Something about
Yeah.
the bridge and Luffy being together makes sense to me. I can't explain why.
That
It
is
just
a
works for you,
weird
huh?
pull, I guess.
I don't know why.
Mm.
Maybe it's because I think he would just like Tarzan his way, like the cables on the Golden State Bridge are vines in the jungle or something stupid like that. I don't know. That's what I came up with immediately.
Okay.
Well, I got one off the top of my head for certain. Frankie is beyond a shadow of a doubt going to be the mascot for the Pistons, dude.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Beyond a shadow of a doubt. I'm also not the hugest basketball fan, so there is like zero shot that I know every basketball team ever made. But I like Sanji as maybe Trailblazers. They've got a pretty cool logo that I think Sanji could rock that energy maybe. I mean, I don't really know like what the Trailblazer
Hold on.
mascot is.
I
but-
got a better one for you. Sanji is the logo for the Miami Heat. The flaming basketball is
Yeah.
just Diablo Jumbo.
I was gonna say that would
dude.
make Sanji's fiery passion would make a good Miami Heat one.
Okay, yeah, now we're talking. We can make go ahead.
Nami, I think, would be good for OKC, Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh yeah,
That would
absolutely. Easy.
that would be an easy one, I think.
Yeah, it's the easiest one for sure.
I I like the idea of Zoro being a mascot for the Chicago Bulls just because Onigiri.
I also thought the same thing, but can I offer a small counter?
Go on.
Making him for the Toronto Raptors because Raptor Claw be scraping the thingy or whatever.
That's fair. That's fair.
Three claws plus 3 swords.
It's a shame that nobody respects crabs enough to make it their mascot. Because
I was just gonna say, dude, I thought about it. I was thinking the same thing.
There's no crab guillotine, unfortunately.
Like, what if we had a crab guillotine, dude?
We can make an easy connection for Chopper also.
Okay,
there's a basketball team called the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep, Milwaukee.
You know what's
Bucks
crazy? I was thinking he'd be the new mascot for the Grizzlies. We just get guard point Chopper. It's just a giant puffball.
Oh God!
Literally any animal like mascot is for Chopper when you get right down to it. He is the mascot. Who
have we not? We haven't done Robin.
Brooke, and I mean, I don't love where we ended with Zoro. We could probably do better.
I'm thinking Orlando Magic for Robin. I don't know. I think maybe we could do something involving her powers. I'm not exactly sure how, but
I can see Orlando Magic.
Wait. I've got a counter for Frankie. I know we already established the Pistons, but what about the Rockets?
Ooh,
the Houston Rockets, though.
The Houston Rockets. Yeah. No. I mean, similar energy. Similar energy.
Burst, man.
Yeah.
It's not a no for me, that's for sure.
I can visualize the Rockets logo, and it's literally just Frankie riding on it, like fucking straddling it like a horse.
That's good.
Okay, you got me. What do we put Brooke as? Is there any like spooky things?
Not that I can think of.
Really?
There's also Usopp. We haven't done anything with Usopp yet.
Oh, that's right.
I would almost say Golden State Warriors for Usopp because that's kind of like his vibe as he's trying to be a warrior.
This one's going to be weird, and it's not going to really have any relation to the actual name, but their logo. The San Antonio Spurs, because their logo looks like a slingshot.
I take those.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I can vibe with that, I guess. That's not awful. I can stick with that. I guess the only reason I wouldn't like the Spurs is because the color palette does not fit Usopp at any capacity.
I mean, sure, but we don't have a whole lot of options here.
Right? Yeah, the options are. I would almost say Brooke can be the Spurs because the color palette matches.
Yeah,
and you
or
could say that it looks like a tuning fork. So there you go. That's his musical instrument.
That's true too. That's not bad, man. This San Antonio Spurs logo is very multifaceted.
there's
so many applications.
Yeah, clearly.
I think Brooke can beat the Celtics logo just because they have like a gentleman with like a cane and a top hat, and he's got basketball. Yeah, I think it's just like the easiest thing you can do there.
Sure, okay, I can see that. Yeah, you just like remove the little leprechaun guy and then put a skeleton with a green hat there instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Okay, hear me out. I know we said Raptors were Zoro. Cavaliers.
So what is a cavalier though? Like, is it a horse?
It's like a
Cavaliers are aren't they like a knight of some kind?
They're like piratey knight kind of thing. Their logo, from what I'm looking at this website right now, there's a sword going
isn't
through.
Cavalier more of like an adjective, like calling someone cavalier is like
right? But when you're talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers, you're talking about the noun the cavalier, right?
Yeah. All I know is I saw a sword going through the logo, and I was like, "That's it. That's Zoro right there."
Alternatively, it could be Brooke. Single sword equal Brooke is all I'm saying.
I feel like Brooke just matches the Celtics too much.
Dog.
Say that again.
Not that it's applicable. Cavaliers are also a breed of dog.
Interesting.
Spanish Cavaliers.
Yeah, the Spanish or
King Charles.
King Charles Cavalier. Yeah,
the King's logo also has
King Charles
swords,
Spaniel,
but that's more of like a knight kind of situation.
I'm pretty sure normal like a cavalier as a noun is kind of like a knight of some kind. It's mostly used as the adjective though.
All right, so let's try to think of the last one. We still need something for Robin. Is there a bird? Can we just default to bird somewhere?
The Atlanta Hawks.
That feels like such a cop out though. Yeah, she's not a hawk.
There's the Hornets.
Although hawk does kind of work because she can do the wing shit. So you remove the hawk and then you just have her in her wing form, just vibe.
You know what? Hold on. No, I think better logo just because of how it's designed. The New Orleans Pelicans. Theirs has like a the wings sprawled out for the logo. I think
Hawks are so much cooler than Pelicans, though. Like,
do you mean the animal or do you mean the team branding?
We're not strictly talking about like the logos here either.
I honestly, I know what the Hawks looks like. I don't think I know what the Pelicans look like. In fact, I didn't even know the Pelicans were a thing.
That's definitely a relatively new team within the past, like I say, like 5 years.
I was unaware that
idea.
New Orleans had the Pelicans. Are you sure that you're not looking at like
I've only just well, I mean, I am now looking at an entire list of all of the NBA teams because after like the third one we mentioned, I couldn't remember any of them off the top of my head.
I got 30 in my little list right here. I don't think it's
that
all
sounds
of
like
them,
all of the main NBA ones then. Yeah.
I actually like the color palette layout for the Timberwolves for Zora. The green trees, a little gray silhouette for the wolf. Kind of like that one. I think Brooke is just a Celtics for me through and through. Maybe you can argue for the Cavalier.
I do like Celtics. The idea of seeing Brooke like, drinking some tea, leaning against a wall with his cane hanging on his arm, just like the Celtics guy, that shit does sound kind of fire, actually.
Nami,
we did this already. We've done them all. She's a Thunder.
That's fair. I also like her for the Suns. Just turn the Sun basketball into an orange.
Also not bad. Not bad. All right. I think we got to move on, though. We've spent a long time on this.
We did. We got it.
Thank you for the question, Bucket Hat.
Appreciate you.
Fantastic name, by the way.
That was pretty good. Fantastic name. Love bucket hats.
I think their profile pic on Patreon is the Going Merry, so even more cool.
It should be the Going Merry with a bucket hat on.
Yeah, put a bucket hat on. God damn it, I have the hiccups. Put a bucket hat up on the head of the Merry or whatever.
All right. Also, Patreon shoutouts to our latest. What do we call our tier? What's the name of it?
The high tier.
The high tier. The high C's.
The good tier. The you love us tier. The one where you get a shout out. Shout out to you, Dan Terrell. Woo!
Yay!
Also, I think you requested us to watch Speed Racer. We will be recording that tomorrow. Can't wait for
that. Which means nothing to you right now because you might already have it.
Because you'll hear this in like 2 weeks.
Right, yeah.
And honestly, the Speed Racer might come out first. Who knows?
Yeah, and before the Speed Racer comes out, before this one does.
It's very likely. Dylan likes to fast track those sorts of edits so that they're out as soon as possible.
Anyway, grab bag time.
All right, so who has the bag? Do I still have it? Wait, no, I don't have it.
You don't have it. Christian had it last week.
I had it last week and I let you pick because it had been a few weeks since you had been on the show.
Oh, yeah, that was so nice.
But
thanks,
honestly,
dude.
I left it at the studio, so
God
I
fucking
don't
damn
have
again.
It. Well, yeah, I didn't need it anymore. I figured somebody else would take care of it. I've done it for a couple of weeks in a row.
You guys are literally a mess when I'm not here. You realize that? Like
every time.
We had it together.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, at least I recognize my flaws, all right? You guys all pretend like you got it all under control.
We do have it under control.
Do you? You lost the damn grab bag.
Well, was the studio on fire this time? I don't think so.
Oh, my fuck. You're setting the bar real fucking high, aren't you?
I'm a bare minimum champion.
Bare minimum champion. 7 syllables. Put that one in the back pocket.
Oh my God, it's genius.
All right, anyway. Sorry, moving. I've been very enlightened to keeping track of what's 5 and 7 syllables lately.
You must have a wonderful life the past week of just doing everything in scansion.
Particular reason.
Just identifying iambic pentameters and haikus and people's language and shit.
Pentameter. Yeah, I only speak in AABB style speech now.
It's all scansion. It's all his brain has.
God, what a horrible way to live.
My fucking God. Anyway, so what are we gonna do for the grab bag then? What did you guys pick something or something? I don't know.
You know, in the spirit of doing things we haven't done in a while, when also their creator is here, I think we should do a Vegapunk since Christian's here.
Ooh,
we can do that.
Vegapunk. Yeah, I'm down for that. What are we gonna do? What are we Vegapunking?
I was thinking Mark fruit, but maybe that's too soon. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to think of devil fruits.
It feels like a weird one to apply because the idea is for the folks at home is to take the fruit and apply it to an object. So
we can do either or. We establish. So which version are we doing? True. We are going to either
I don't remember what we did last.
We are going to either put the fruit in the best item possible or pick. Or no, we can't do the item.
I think last time we did it is we had an item and then we just signed in a devil fruit. So now we should probably just pick a devil fruit and run with it. So
I don't think I don't know if the Mark 1 is the right choice.
So what say you, old creator? Pick a fruit, any fruit.
You know, I would need a list.
I would request a paramecia because I feel like we probably did a Logia last time.
I feel like that's also true. I think that's true.
The last time we actually did this, I think I gave you guys a pen, maybe.
Yeah.
Told you to choose a fruit.
Yes.
So now we're doing it the opposite direction.
So now we are going to do the Mark. Oh, well, we haven't decided that yet. But.
Well, I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like the
did we do slow beam? Did we do slow fruit yet?
We did not.
I don't think so.
We should do that. That one's kind of fun.
We can do the slow.
All right, slow beam.
What is objects that would be made better? Question mark with the slow fruit.
Oh, no, we're trying to make them better. I'm just trying to make them funny. I was thinking
Can I tell you? I already know the answer.
Yeah,
a gun.
A gun.
When did you become Devin? What do you want about?
Listen, I'm just saying. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, continue.
No. You're the one explaining this.
I'm trying to have the talking stick, but I was interrupted. All right, I have the talking stick again. Anyway, all I'm saying is there's like a problem in society right now, at least in the States. If you had gun that's slow, maybe there'd be less accidents. That's all I'm saying. What a fantastic tool. You can offset any violence by just being like, hey, guess what? You're a statue now, fucker. You can't go anywhere. I don't know. I think it would work. Give it to a policeman or whatever. Maybe my wild. Oh shoot, you guys are being quiet.
What? I need you to re-explain your idea because in my head, the way this is functioning,
the gun is shooting slow beam.
Yes, that is my yes.
That's not how my brain envisioned.
Oh, you thought it was just a slow gun, so it
I thought it was just a slow motion really gun. So I was like, that's kind of a cool idea. You know, you just walk past the bullet as if you're the Flash or something.
I mean, that's like a fun party trick, but no, I'm thinking if you put it in the gun, it can fire the slow beam.
If the gun ate the fruit, it shoots out slow beam. All right, this makes sense.
At least that was my original idea. I didn't mean to make what was that fucking Chris Nolan movie that came out or whatever where they're in reverse or whatever the fuck.
Oh, you know Tenet.
Yeah, I didn't mean to tenet your ass, but I just meant to shoot.
You only meant to shoot me. I understand.
With the slow.
All right, that's good. Interesting.
Honestly,
what would I give a slow beam?
Maybe like a light. So like, you know, you run through the light beam and it just so happens to like slow you down or something.
Flashlight that shoots slow beams.
You're just reflavoring the same idea where it shoots slow beam at something.
Listen, I like the idea of my flashlight shooting slow beams. I feel like that would make a really cool video game freaking mechanic actually. or Luigi's Haunted Mansion, just slow all the ghosts down, suck them up.
Well, at the end of the day, no matter what we pick, it's a device that shoots slow beam. Like it has to be. There's really no other way. I mean, unless you guys have like a super fucking creative idea, like that. The only version of the slow beam we've seen Foxy use, he just fucking shoots the beams out of his, rock on hand side or whatever the hell he was doing.
Okay, hold on. Big brain idea. Okay. We take a house of mirrors, right?
Oh, okay.
We give the mirrors a slow beam.
The mirrors themselves.
Yes, or at least one, and then it just goes pew 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 pew.
And then we've created infinite energy from.
We've created the longest line for an attraction in America because no one's getting out of there
because you can't ever make it through.
The RAM of the universe would be bananas. It would go insane.
Oh God. Yeah, you turn it into like not even like it could just be like a singular hallway even, and you just have to duck, dive, dodge, and weave and try and make it through. We could turn this into like a professional sport even and see who can get through the slow mirror hallway the fastest,
Ooh.
Okay, I liked it. Actually, that's actually a lot of fun. Let's divulge a little
you guys
further.
Ever seen professional tag?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they have to like jump and parkour and duck over stuff to keep away from the other person. Like it's the same idea. You're just like you're trying to slink your way through, dodging and weaving the oncoming slow beams.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you get hit, it's set to like a low frequency. So if you get hit, like you're slowed for 5 seconds, effectively adding 5 extra seconds to your time, so on and so forth. And then you make it to the end, see who
I actually like the idea in the context of the tag league where like that's so you pick your first person is like the tagger. Well, actually no. So the way the tag league works is like you just have to tag somebody and the round ends, right? And it's just timed.
Yeah.
I was thinking like if they had like a game mode, if you will, where it's a consistent back and forth game of tag, and then whoever's it at the end of the round loses, right? I'm thinking of logistics.
Or
really
it could be American Ninja Warrior style, where it's just one person running. That was what I envisioned in my head, where there's just one person running an obstacle course of some kind, except you have the added bit of don't get hit by this slow beam.
Okay.
I actually think that sounds like a lot of fun, though.
Okay, hold on. Another big brain idea. We commercialize this. All right. We reinvent tag. All right. We make tag the new hottest thing on the market, right? We invent these gloves. Your kids put on the gloves, and they essentially have a slow beam in their glove. Your kids play tag.
Can they be boxing gloves?
Sure, whatever you want. We'll work on things. Sock and boppers were a thing, right? Those are fine. So you give your kid a sock and bopper that has a slow beam in it, right? They're playing tag. Perfect. Little Jimmy is it, but then he tags Sally, right? Sally now got tagged with the slow beam glove or whatever. So she's slowed for like a couple of seconds. So Jimmy gets time to like scram and not get immediately tagged back.
Dude, this actually sounds really sick.
We are revitalizing tag brand.
It's almost like it'd be like freeze tag.
Yeah.
Where you had to stand still, except you're literally forced to stand still because of the slow beam. And then somebody comes out. Somebody has special gloves that can nullify the slow beam and become unslowed/frozen. That's a good one. Kind of like that
lot,
too.
Actually.
Where it doesn't even shoot the slow beam. It could just like getting touched by it makes you slow.
I think I like that energy even more too, because it makes for a little bit more like fun and interesting gameplay mechanics as well. I mean, I know we've done this bit before, but I do also want to throw in the classic, if you have like a trainer for sports or lifting of any kind, having the ability to slow you down and your momentum is the same, but your speed is different, so they can like, I guess, figure you out. But this kind of goes back into Career Day or whatever. That I know we've done the slow beam for Career Day or whatever, but any, I don't know, pen. I'm going to say flashlight. I'm going to fucking flashlight. If you had a flashlight that could shoot the slow beam and you got an eye. That's all I'm saying.
Now you're just getting Usopped here.
I'm getting Usopped. Or I am Usopping.
No, Justin, you're doing the Usopping.
I'm doing the Usopping. I'm so sorry. Hey, I said light first, all right? He said flashlight. I'll give him that. But
what if you were just Cyclops and it was a pair of glasses? And you were Cyclops from the X-Men.
That would be so
He would be one of the more useless X-Men out there, honestly. I'm going to be real with you.
What? Come on.
Being able to slow down the enemy is useful.
It's like, hey, I can like blow up shit with my eyes. I can
compared to his actual power. It's different.
I think you underestimate the validity of being able to basically paralyze your enemy as you see fit. If you get caught in the slow beam, if this was like a darker show, you're fucked. Like you're dead. You're literally just gonna get stabbed. You're done. It's over. That's all I'm saying. But I don't know. I mean, between
that feels pretty good.
Gun, flashlight, and now boxing gloves for tag. I want to play this fucking game of tag now. If anything. that's what I want to do.
Nah, we did it. Winner, chicken dinner.
That feels pretty good.
That feels good.
So with nothing else left to do, Justin, please, if you could do the thing.
Do the thing.
I guess it is my job as the advocate and all that. Thanks for listening to our show. If you enjoyed it, feel free to tell us so on Instagram and Twitter.
Holy fuck, it's been 2 hours. Well, you're wild. Sorry, excuse me. Just did not feel like 2 hours. Continue.
We had a very astute observation of you. Didn't feel like it needed all that attention drawn to it, but we did spend a pretty penny of time on politics.
All right,
yes.
I didn't mean to interject. Justin.
If you wish to tell us how much of a goon we are, you could do so on Instagram and Twitter at Panda Sightings. If you wish to send us, fan mail like the one that Buckethead sent us today, you can do so at gmail.com. You can do it at pandasightings@gmail.com. God damn, it wouldn't be a Devin Reed without a fuck up somewhere. If you wish to support us financially, you can do so on patreon.com. And if you wish to join our community Discord, where you can talk to cool people and talk about cool stuff, There's a lot of stuff happening in the past week. We're growing trees. We got a quotes channel now. What else? We got if you're a foodie, we got a food channel on there. We got movie mics. We got trees.
The tree is slowly taking over the entire server. Like if anything, everything is useless. We're a botany server now.
Yeah.
We have Haiku Bot, best bot NA.
Haiku Bot do be a great bot. I also really like the confess bot. That shit's kind of fire too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the confessional is getting spicy these days. So
all
right.
So yeah, if you wish to join that, you can find that link in our link tree, and you'll find it in the description of this podcast episode on our social media. Blah blah blah. Feel free to reach out to us if you can't find it or it's a dead link. That does happen occasionally. Sometimes the links expire. Please, if it doesn't work, let us know. We will figure that out for you. Promise.
I don't promise.
Yeah. What?
I promise nothing.
I promise nothing. Over
promises are his
prepare
own.
and under deliver.
All right.
All right. Thanks for listening, though.
So how
if you
long
don't
do I have
mind
to
me-
wait for my waifu pillows? Like, what's the expected delivery time on that?
About 6 to 7 business years.
Years.
Yeah.
Oh, you paid for these and you didn't actually ask what the delivery schedule was going to be like?
Well, I just assumed he had it in the back of a truck somewhere. I would just, bring it around back.
He said he only had the one with him. So where do you, I mean, maybe you should have asked that before you agreed to buy 300 units of waifu pillow.
Do you have one on you right now? I can get by with that for a little while. Christian?
Hello, Christian? Did we lose him? I think he's gone. I maybe, honestly, I think you just kind of got baited. I don't know. I don't think you're going to get
That's
anything.
fucker right off with my money.
Yeah, you didn't give him your money, did you?
I paid with the card.
Justin. Oh, no, that's great. No, you can cancel that. When did you make the transaction?
2 hours ago, apparently.
Oh, Justin. All transactions are finalized after 1 minute. Come on, dude. You should know this.
Surely my bank can fix this for me. Surely banks are useful in this country.
My guess, he's long gone and he already deposited that money in his private bank account. She gone, dude. It's over.
You think I can file a fraud claim and they'll believe me?
Over
I
zombie pig
actually
Lola
own the
waifu
bank
pillow?
now. I took that money straight to the bank and bought it. So you're kind of shit out of luck. I just did. Yeah, I was gone, but I overheard your conversation from my private airplane that I also bought. And I just had to let you know that you're shit out of luck, bro. Sorry.
That's
Bye.
crazy. Not a single Lola waifu pillow. What a fucked up day.
It's okay, buddy. We've all been there.
And
It's
stop
not
Give away something
actually,
so
but-
priceless. Why would I sell them?
I mean, honestly, though.
Shout out to Panda, by the way. We love you.
Shout out to Panda, indeed.